Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of the Robloxian, the news show for anything and everything Roblox. This week has been really packed with stuff, so without further ado, here are the times if you're interested, and let's jump straight into it. First, let's talk about one of the biggest stories out of Roblox headquarters this week. The Bloxies are officially back. Roblox announced this over Twitter this week, although it has been confirmed by several content creators before this. Currently, there aren't too many categories available, with the ones being there for voting being Game of the Year, the Best Game Trailer, Best Sleeper Hit, Best Video of the Year, and also the Best Video Creator, which is basically the best YouTuber. Although they did mention that in the future that they are adding more categories for voting. Now, one of the biggest downsides that many in the community have expressed, beyond the small number of categories currently, is the lack of player nominations. A lot of people were excited to nominate their favorite video or their favorite YouTuber or anything like that, and they were disappointed to find out that they couldn't. Maybe Roblox has a plan to implement that for future categories. We don't really know right now. All we can do is really hope. Next, let's jump into some drama. And oh boy, this week did not disappoint. So, the first fight was between OceanGraphics and VenseriYT, both very prominent people in the Roblox Twitter community, over supposedly faking giveaways and other accusations. Both of them seem to have backed down at this point, at least for now. But the crazy part is that this wasn't even the only piece of drama related to giveaways this week. Another creator by the name of UziHussain was also accused of faking some pretty high-profile giveaways that included a classic fedora and a valkyrie helm, and was accused of selling them for US dollars and faking the giveaway. Here's my take on the entire thing. I honestly don't care. While I have done things in the past for Ocean, nobody in either story is really a person that I care about too much. I respect their hustle, but I don't respect them artificially inflating their follower counts with giveaways. As I've said in the past, it really doesn't do much to help you in the long run. The people that you attract with these types of things are mostly just going to stick around when you're handing out free stuff, and in the end, all you're really left with is just a large amount of inactive people. Simple as that. Continuing with the theme of exposing in the community this week, we have KonekoKitten, a very popular YouTuber and Twitter personality, coming out with some things that have happened in the past after a user attempted to expose them for it. According to them, they sold a couple of limited items in the past for real US dollars in order to pay for their rent in order to avoid getting evicted. To be honest, I don't really care either way. My interactions with Koneko have been largely positive. I find that they are a pretty nice person, and it was for a very good reason that they did sell their limiteds. But even if it was for as basic of a reason as I wanted the money, I wouldn't have minded. The only reason why it's frowned upon by the community, that being selling limiteds, is that it's because it's against Roblox terms of service. One of the reasons why Roblox may have decided to actually go through with his policy is because if we didn't have that in place, there would probably be a sort of CSGO style of open market trading where you have outside websites also selling items and possibly even doing some shady gambling stuff. And the second reason why they did it is because it's a pretty smart business move, right? Think about it. If you can't get the Roblox items anywhere else legitimately, you have to buy it through Roblox with Robux. When they have it restricted to this amount, they control how items are traded, they control how items are bought, and they get to make all the money instead of losing it to some third party. And finally, let's get into some of the development stories of this week. But before I jump into the Roblox Studio updates, I just want to address something. So it has come to my attention that several long-term 3D modelers, such as Robert Hashman, better known for with his Twitter name, Jaunty Ape Games, have been essentially snubbed by Roblox after providing years of work and service to them in favor of the UGC program. So to give a little bit of context to this story, these people have been essentially working for Roblox for a very long time. If you go check his portfolio, just his alone, It has a very extensive list of Roblox toys, Roblox events, even catalog items before UGC was a thing, and they're somehow not even in the program yet. So I just want to leave off on this point that Robert is not the only person that has this issue, not by a long shot. Go and support 3D modelers, go and support people in the community that do great things, especially those who have been on the platform and creating for this long. And for those people who are watching who may be struggling to build an audience, for those people who are trying to build up something of their own, I would highly, highly recommend building a personal brand. It's 2020. Everyone who wants to become popular in a sense, or even gain the attention of a large company, needs to have some sort of online presence beyond their work portfolio, beyond anything else. They need to be able to show companies, and they need to be large enough that they actually attract the attention of them. Moving on from that, we have the introduction of a new way that game creators can get paid: premium payouts. Simply put, the longer Roblox Premium members play your game compared to all other Roblox games out there, the more you get paid out of a specified cash pool. And this isn't looking good. Even in the forum post itself, Roblox encourages building premium-only areas, premium-only boosts, and any other thing to incentivize them to stick around. In short, if this is adopted by the more cash-hungry developers of Roblox, especially those who do simulators, we could potentially end up with even more pay-to-win stuff in our games. So for a small demonstration, I wrote a small script. It's only 7 lines, and all it does is check if the player has premium. If they do, they're allowed to play the game. If they're not, they're kicked. Imagine something like this on a front page game. That wouldn't be really fun, would it? Another update that worries me for Roblox Studio is the introduction of what Roblox is calling their global compliance system in preparation for their launch in China. Basically, Roblox is giving developers the opportunity to make their games China-friendly for players who have that status turned on, in exchange for having their games actually be playable there. Now, I personally dislike Roblox's actions, but I understand why they're doing this. Nothing enters the country without intense scrutiny by the Chinese Communist Party. I'm just worried that it'll eventually lead to games being censored for specific reasons just to get in. And it really shows that China as a country is really growing in influence to the point where they decide the terms in which companies enter their market, right? So it's like, you either agree to our rules, or you just don't get to market and sell to our consumers. But overall, I am excited to see what changes this will bring to the platform, but I'm also incredibly worried about where this could go. But that's where I'm going to leave this episode of the Robloxian. And for anything and everything Roblox related, I am MacAndSwiss, the most Asian brony on the internet, and I'll see you all next time.